So, my dear friends, in my previous video, which relates to the marketing and digital strategy subject in CIM level 6, now this for July 2023 examination, right? We are taking the assignment brief in here. Now, here in this, the part B of your task 1, it, it asks you to conduct the strategic audit, and we identified whatever the key areas you got to which you look at when it comes for strategic audit or the strategic marketing audit, or we can even say environmental scanning, situation analysis. Different words are there for you to talk about the same thing here. So let's look at some more detail related to the microeconomic environment and the macroeconomic environment, where you can use to analyze the situation based on the market condition. So microeconomic environment, my dear friends, you can use another model called Michael Porter's 5 competitive forces analysis. Competitive forces by Michael Porter, right? So Michael Porter is talking about 5 competitive areas where you need to analyze to get the clear idea about your marketing microeconomic environment. So one of the element which is mentioned in the 5 competitive forces framework is to analyze your supplier, right? Analyze your supplier. What do you analyze in your supplier? You're analyzing the supplier's bargaining power. Bargaining power in the sense how strongly your supplier can dictate terms on you. Are you stronger than your supplier or supplier stronger than you? So if you are stronger than your supplier, you are in a better wicket, which means you have some kind of a positive side of the overall approach. But if the supplier is pretty stronger than you, it might be sometimes a very high competitive pressure, because he might start dictating terms on you, and it might even be a threat for your business, because he might say, look here, right, if you do this, if you don't do this or don't do that, you might, I mean, he might say, okay, he will give his materials to the competitor. So what will happen if something goes like that? So it will be a competitive pressure for you. So you need to analyze the supplier bargaining power compared to your bargaining power. So that is one area focused by the Michael Porter's 5 competitive forces analysis. And the other one, the potential entrance. Potential entrance to the business. So if the potential entrance to the business is high, that if you can see more of your potential entrance, so then the industry will be highly competitive with many number of suppliers in the same thing, so same product or the service. So what will happen if the potential entrance is high to the industry? It will be a competitive pressure for you. So you need to analyze, okay, whether any of the international parties are trying to enter into the market you are playing right now, or else whether any the local large corporate companies are trying to enter into the industry you are playing in right now. If so, it will be a competitive pressure. If it is less, then you will be in a safe side, because then you can maintain your market share if you with a good strategy. But if it is increasing, if it is high, if more people are trying to enter, then what will happen? You will have to share your market among them. I mean, the entire market will be shared among them rather. Then it will be a competitive pressure for you. Then the other one, you need to analyze your substitute products. So you need to look at, okay, whether your industry is having any substitute products. So if that is a concern, so it will be a competitive pressure for you, because if the people start using substitute without using your product, so your sales might go down, your revenue turnover might go down, your finally the profitability might go down. So higher the substitute, the higher the pressure you get for your business. The lesser the substitute you get, lesser the pressure for your business. Because people with the substitute, what will happen? The people will have more options to fulfill their requirements, more options to fulfill their expectations. So based on that, if you depending on your activities, the marketing activities, either they will shift to the substitute or stay with you. As an example, if you increase the pricing, if the affordability is a concern from the consumer end, so what will happen? They might even maybe for a shorter period. Sometimes they might shift to a substitute. But the danger, even at the shorter period, if they shift to the substitute, they might settle down there. So then it will be a long-term pressure once again for your organization. So you need to analyze what are the substitute available, and if the number of substitutes are higher, so which means it's a competitive pressure for your organization. Then the other one, you need to analyze your competitor. You need to analyze your competitor. So higher the competitors, of course, higher the pressure. So lesser the competitors, of course, lesser the pressure. You all know that. So when the market is getting competition, you will have to basically take a risk. And when you're analyzing your competitor, you need to look at how strong they are compared to you with their resources, capabilities, and the competencies, and their culture, their product portfolio, their financial, and everything you need to analyze. And at the same time, you need to analyze your company as well, how competitive you are compared to. So, so the other element discussed under Michael Porter's 5 competitive forces analysis is your customers, right? Your customer analysis. Your customer can be either B2B customer, industrial type customer, or else your customer can be B2C customers. So customer in the sense, even your channel intermediary, your corporate clients, your government clients, all these type of B2B customers we can consider under them. So the B2C is the business to consumer, your final consumer. So you need to look at their bargaining power once again, the customer bargaining power. If the customer bargaining power is high, then you will not be in a better position, because the customer will start dictating terms on you for your business. Of course, the marketing is all about customer satisfaction, and both parties should be mutually benefited. And your profitability is based on the customer satisfaction. It's true. But if the customer bargaining power increase, and your profitability will be finally a concern. So you need to analyze how strong they are in their bargaining power. So customer bargaining power usually increase when the competition is also there highly, because the customers are having other options. And when the substitutes are increasing, customer once again the bargaining power increase, because they have other options other than your product or the service. So you need to analyze this customer bargaining power as well. So these are the 5 competitive environmental areas identified by Michael Porter in his study in microeconomic environment factor. Then, of course, we can use another model called SWOT to discuss this, what you call micro and the macroeconomic framework. So when you look at the SWOT model, there are 4 environment, the 4 areas we are analyzing in covering the micro and the macro environment. So SWOT model is all about, let me take you all on this, the SWOT, SWOT. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So when you look at the strengths and the weaknesses, when you analyze this internal environment, right? SWOT is basically the summary of entire micro and the macroeconomic study. This is an audit tool as well as a strategy tool. Whatever the findings you plot here under strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I told you internal environment is as part of micro environment. So when you analyze the microeconomic environment, the internal part, the within the organization, you identify internally available strengths and the weaknesses. So strengths and the weaknesses, which means we capture when we analyze our internal organizational environment. So all opportunities and threats are captured from all the other external micros and the macros, external environment. So opportunities and threats are captured by analyzing the external environment. And my dear friends, we need to identify this. The strengths and the opportunities are helpful factors for business. Helpful factors for business. weaknesses and threats are harmful factors for business, right? Because we need to have more of helpful factors and less of harmful factors. But you can't have it like that. You have to analyze and identify. You have to analyze and identify. So when you analyze your internal environment, your resources, capabilities, competencies, capacities, and things like that, this internal environment, you find things that are internally available strengths and internally available weaknesses. What do you do here? You list down them. You list down them. You list down internally available strengths and internally available weaknesses. You list down them. Strengths are helpful and the weaknesses are harmful. And when you analyze all the other micro and the macroeconomic environment, you find things for opportunities and threats of the business. So what do? You list down all the opportunities and threats that you collect from micro and the macroeconomic environment. Now, this is all about the SWOT listing. You list down the findings. You list down all the findings after analyzing microeconomic environment, macroeconomic environment, and the internal perspectives of the business, so-called internal environment. So you can identify. Now you are coming into the conversion part and the strategy part. Now, my dear friends, it's like this. Now, when you have an opportunity, because more the opportunity, you have more avenues to grow your business. How do you grow your business? So you have to get the maximum out of the opportunity. How do you get the maximum out of the opportunity? You are using your strengths. So using your strengths, you capture whatever the possible opportunities available in the market. Using your strengths, you capture whatever the possible opportunities available in the market. So your design strategies to capture more from your opportunities using the strengths available. And this is actually the matching part. You're matching externally available opportunities with the strengths. And you need another area because you need to reduce weaknesses as much as possible. You're designing strategies to convert weaknesses to strengths. Let's say you're weak in NPD. You're selling only the same product over and over again and again, but your competitors are coming up with new products, the innovation products. But your internal organization innovation culture is not there. So you bring that culture and make yourself stronger within your industry. So these are strategic approach you are taking to convert your weaknesses into strengths. And at the same time, you are looking at whether you can see threats as an opportunity where others cannot see. So you look at, okay, whether any of these threats others cannot see as threat, but where you can see as opportunities. So these are strategic conversions and the matching principles once you analyze your SWOT model. So guys, it's not sufficient only to identify or listing whatever the findings under strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It is highly important to go into the matching principle as well as the strategic conversions here to go for your final objectives. So when you look at your external micro and the macro as well as the internal environment analysis, you can design the entire SWOT, and that also one of the tool you can use to audit your entire marketing environment. So you can use any of these things, that is perfectly okay as long as you're coming up with whatever the required facts from the market. So that is how you do your environmental scanning with the objective of identify where you are right now, your current situation of the business compared to the external market. And then with that idea, you can design your objective. That is our next question. Anyway, the part C of this assignment is all about designing objectives. For you to design objectives, you should know where you are right now, because the objective is all about where you want to go. So if you are to identify where you want to go, you should know where you are right now. So strategic audit is supporting for that purpose. So hope you all have a clear idea right now. So whatever the tools, whatever the metrics that are coming under this, we will be discussing inside the class. So this is just a summary, so you can get an idea and you can get yourself ready for this. So based on this, you prepare your content, headings and the subheadings to design the structure for your answer. Then after that, you can do the rest. Thank you.